Trusting people is really hard, especially when your past affects the way you view the people around you. When I was really young, my mom had a lot of friends, and we would go out to parties together. Sometimes I would even spend the night over with them. But this one family in particular, I'll never forget, ruined my life for good. I was always a very social person, and for me, talking to anyone and everyone somehow made the day better. I loved talking to people because I felt being able to let another person express themselves to me made me feel great. But little did I know, some people don't need to be bothered, and they don't need to be talked to. During one of my mom's social gatherings, I decided to spend the night at my best friend's house. We had been friends for almost 5 years straight, and I was already 9 years old. Both of our parents had known each other since high school, and they had stayed in touch the whole time. When they were both pregnant, we were automatically destined to one day become friends. As we were the same age, we had a lot in common. We shared everything, and we did everything together. It was as if we were inseparable. So that day, I asked my mom if I could spend the night at her house, and my mom of course said yes, since she already knew her parents, or should I say, her mom. You see, her dad was out of the picture for a really long time, and no one except for my best friend's mom knew where he was. This one particular night, he came back. I never asked where he was because I thought it was rude to ask where her dad had been her entire life. Little did I know, he had been in prison since before my best friend was even born. We had a great time before bedtime. We had ice cream, we had popcorn, and we watched a movie. I had a really bad sugar rush from all of the junk food I ate, and it gave me a really bad headache. Her mom had left to go get some water because we had spilt it all over the kitchen while playing around. So that meant we were left alone with my best friend's dad. My best friend went to go shower, and after showering, she went straight to bed in her mom's room. This left me all alone with a really bad headache in her room. It got so bad, I went to ask her dad if I could have some aspirin. I always knew her mom had taken aspirin when she had a really bad headache, so I asked if I could have one. He agreed and gave them to me. But it didn't really look like what I'd seen before. I didn't think anything of it, took the pill, drank whatever water was left, and then went straight for the bed. I went to lie down, and in around 30 minutes, I felt completely different. Everything seemed blurry, and I couldn't move my body. It's as if I had been electrocuted. I felt paralyzed. I couldn't move. I couldn't even move my head. When I blinked, it was as if I couldn't open my eyes again. Time moved so slowly, and I didn't know how I had even gotten this way. I looked around with my eyes, but I couldn't move my head. My neck was so stiff, I felt it to my spine. I was in a really uncomfortable position before I went to sleep, and before I knew it, I was stuck that way until around 2 a.m. Time continued to tick by, second by second, minute by minute. I watched as her mom came home and went to bed, but was unable to say anything to her. Then I saw a really bright light come from down the hallway. I thought it was my best friend. I thought I could try and scream for help and ask her to help me get out of this position. But it wasn't her. She was still upstairs in her mom's room with her mom. So I was alone, downstairs, with her dad. I didn't think anything was suspicious until he came into the room. I thought he was going to help me, but he only made things worse. He turned off all the lights in the rest of the house and had a flashlight that stung my eyes when he turned it on. I could barely blink, so I definitely couldn't ask for help. You know what the worst part was? It was that I didn't say anything until I was around 13 years old. By the time I told my parents, it was already too late. My best friend's dad had left the state, and there was nothing I could do about it anymore. I had several nightmares as the years went on, and I acted out like a really bad headache every single day, just because I didn't know how to cope that one night. I decided I had to tell my parents, and when I did, I felt like such a heavy load was lifted from my shoulders. The only people I told are the people that I know I could trust, but as time passed, I knew it was something that needed to be told. I hope my story will let people know that is not something to keep quiet about. You should definitely tell an adult or someone who could help you.